Hello, and welcome to the ibml Virtual Roadshow for government and insurance customers, showcasing the ibml Fusion, the world's fastest document scanner. I'm Lant Cotton, Vice President of Sales for the Americas, and I'm joined today by a few of my colleagues. Presenting today will be Chris Keller, Senior Account Executive, and Peter Taki, Senior Sales Engineer. I'm also joined by the product management team who will be monitoring the questions. Speaking of questions, throughout the webinar, you can submit questions via the Q&A button as shown on this slide. Also on the slide shows the chat button. That can be used for technical issues. At the end, we hope to address most, if not all, questions, but feel free to submit them at any time. We're very excited to be sharing this time with you, and I appreciate your interest in joining us. The focus of the webinar will be to provide demonstrations and in-depth discussions specific to the ibml Fusion. But to get us started, I want to show a quick video to introduce ibml, followed by a message from our President and CEO, Martin Birch.
In our fast-paced digital world, customer expectations are growing, while the volume of information coming at you every second is exploding. How can companies get ahead of this rising tide? Smarter digital transformation. ibml brings you game-changing intelligence at the speed of business to overcome these hurdles by allowing you to extract valuable information from your most complex documents. Now you can make the right decisions at exactly the right time to deliver better, faster, and smarter service that exceeds your customers' expectations. Through intelligent information capture, ibml is empowering enterprises to outperform and accelerating their operations with the latest science to power mission-critical applications by extracting information from any source of business input. Our relentless ambition to push the limits and innovate comes from our persistent desire to maximize your company's potential to achieve greatness. ibml, intelligence at the speed of business.
Hi, I'm Martin Birch, and I'm proud to be the CEO of ibml. Thank you for joining us at this event today. I wanted to share with you the story of ibml Fusion. Now, Fusion was conceived almost 3 years ago, and it had a very simple but effective brief. And the brief for Fusion was deliver the wow. Now, of course, it's a little more complex than that, but it's true to say that we started the process with a blank sheet of paper. It was a new process, a new design, and we started totally afresh. And the first thing we did was we listened. We listened to our customers, we listened to our partners, and we reached out and listened to industry champions in the world of finance, the world of BPO, in government, and in healthcare. And Fusion was then designed from the ground up. And it was designed to help our customers work better, to help our customers gain efficiencies by being able to work faster, to enable our customers to gain a competitive advantage, and most importantly, ibml Fusion was designed from the get-go with intelligence at its very core. Intelligence that will make your back-end processes more efficient. Now, ibml, we're on a journey. We are today a successful growing business. Our aim is to continue to innovate. We will deliver innovation and technologies that help your business. And Fusion is just the start. But boy, what a start. So a little bit about Fusion. Well, in today's modern world where the speed and pace of change is accelerating, it's very hard for businesses to maintain a competitive advantage and stay ahead of the pack. Now with Fusion, you get that edge. ibml Fusion is not just the world's fastest, smartest scanning system, but it truly delivers intelligence at the speed of business.
Thank you, Martin, for that introduction, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon. For those of you that I haven't met before, I'm Chris Keller, Senior Account Executive responsible for the federal market. One of our senior solutions engineers, Peter Taki, and I will be your host for the next 30 minutes or so. We'll be introducing you to the new ibml Fusion and how it can help you address your current and future capture needs. I'm sure a lot of you feel overwhelmed by the amount of information coming at you. That is certainly understandable. This caused us to look internally and ask ourselves, what could we do to improve the capture of information from paper? After a lot of research and engineering, we settled on a new design that we think addresses many of the current and future needs faced by organizations like yours. But before we get into the meat of what the Fusion is, let's talk a little bit about a few industry numbers. For years, the experts have been forecasting the end of paper as a method for conducting business. They have been accurate in some respects, but not so much in others. Despite all the predatory technologies that have enabled the reduction of paper for some business transactions, think mobile capture, online payments, Venmo, Amazon, to name a few, on average, organizations expect the volume of increasing information to more than quadruple in the next 2 years. As the digital age advances, information growth is simply exploding. Is paper still prevalent? You better believe it. Organizations expect to have as much or more paper in 2 years than they do today. For most organizations, paper is still a significant media for the lines of business outlined in this slide, which includes remittance processing, claims processing, and legal records. And according to friends at AIM, 72% of organizations say that scanning paper is still the most important part of their information capture strategy. But many organizations are only scanning after the fact, which prevents the data available at scan time from being used in critical decision making. Why? Because processing is too complicated. Many organizations, large and small, have built siloed operations, with each department often having their own document capture solutions, further adding to the cost and complexity. Today, we see many mailrooms that are using a legacy scanner to process large items such as invoices and another separate device like a reader sorter to process smaller transaction documents like checks and coupons, all within the same room doing the same thing, scanning documents. Operationally, this requires extra floor space for each scanner, separate maintenance contracts, multiple operators, and potentially separate IT overhead costs to maintain different software applications. All of this adds to the overall cost per item of document capture. In addition, you have pre-scanned manual sorting and prep, which can slow down the mailroom, reducing the volume that can be processed in a day. Besides being an inefficient process, there's even worse news. Relying on devices that worked for you in the past seems like common sense, but a deeper analysis shows that this poses gigantic risks for the future of your organization. Why? Traditional reader sorters are being phased out. Other commonly used legacy devices are no longer being manufactured, and their service contracts are expiring. If the devices you're currently relying on break and can't be fixed, you're in deep water. Angry customers, unexpected costs, reputational damage, and potentially even lost revenues. But what if there was a better way? What if you had a solution that cleared away all of these problems? The expiring contracts, tedious labor, costly maintenance. Not only that, but a solution that allowed you to scan all the documents in your organization at the same time at faster speeds while still saving money. And what if that same solution also provides better security in today's cybercrime environment? It enabled faster prep and scan by allowing larger physical batches with fewer separator sheets, and enabled a shared services environment serving multiple departments under the same umbrella. Well, all of that is possible. Introducing the ibml Fusion. Wow, I know that's impressive. ibml Fusion is the game changer for your industry. You just witnessed the fastest document scanner in the world at over 700 documents per minute. With its hybrid capabilities, you'll no longer have separate devices for separate processes. The Fusion is optimized to handle documents for all processes, from small to large documents, all at astonishing speed. The Fusion's advanced cameras and enhanced image processing give you higher speeds and accuracy, which means higher data extraction for top efficiency and performance. We will have additional demos of the Fusion throughout this presentation, highlighting some specific details and applications you can run with the Fusion. As I mentioned already, but I think it's worth repeating, the ibml Fusion is the fastest scanner in the world with speeds up to 714 pages per minute or 938 checks per minute. This kind of speed means higher productivity, which opens up the opportunity to consolidate multiple business applications. Think one device for tax processing and return mail, one device for claims processing and AP applications, one device for shared services across departments or agencies. So aside from being ridiculously fast, what else makes the Fusion different? Let's look at just some of the improvements that we've made. With a 13.5-inch wide transport and a 12.9-inch wide field of view, the Fusion is able to handle a wider variety of documents, such as large envelopes. This extra space also improves skew correction, reducing the need for rescans and lost data, while improving productivity. The Fusion has next-generation camera technology, producing the fastest capture speeds and highest image quality on the market. So why is that good for you? Because better image quality leads to higher accuracy of downstream data extraction. Think customer name and address, line item invoice data, payee names. Faster image output ensures enhanced scanner throughputs and improved operational productivity. The latest technology also protects you from hardware obsolescence in the future, maximizing the value of your ibml investment. And let's not forget, the Fusion is the industry's only FADGI 3-star compliant high-speed scanner. The Fusion has track-wide ultrasonic detection with the ability to detect multi-feeds along the entire width of the transport with 6 ultrasonic sensors. Also, ibml's patent-pending envelope detection does not detect envelopes as double feeds, allowing envelopes to be used as transaction separators. We'll be using envelopes in one of the demos later to break transactions. So what does all this mean for you? Catching double feeds at scan time reduces exception handling, improving throughput and productivity while reducing client-facing errors. Improved reliability delivers peace of mind while ensuring double feed exceptions are always detected. The Fusion detects multi-feeds even when document prep is not done properly. The Fusion has been engineered to the max. It has improved ergonomics for comfort, intuitive controls to simplify operator training and use, and a leading-edge industrial design, which is pleasing to the eye and will make a good impression with your current and prospective clients. There's also separate airflow for electronics in purple from the vacuum transport in green. So what does this mean? One of the enemies of electronics is dust, and as we all know, scanning paper generates a lot of dust, which creates heat and causes electronics to fail prematurely. The Fusion's compartmentalized airflow design separates the paper dust from electronics, improving reliability and maximizes uptime. Let's look at why the Fusion is the perfect solution for government and insurance organizations. Government organizations have many document-intensive processes due to client-citizen interactions, transparency pressures, and accountability requirements. Security, privacy, auditing, and compliance are central to the mission of every office. With the Fusion, you'll be able to serve constituents better by speeding up process cycles, improve compliance of ever-evolving regulations, handle large volumes of document and data confidently and reliably, consolidate efforts and lower cost by using similar modern technology across multiple processes. Let's look at the insurance industry. Just like the government, the insurance industry is very document intensive. Take claims processing, for example. It requires high levels of document collection and processing to verify or deny a claim. Capturing relevant documents, managing and storing records efficiently is vital for risk mitigation and overall profitability for insurance companies. With the Fusion, you will be able to allow users to minimize document prep, accelerating documents from the mailroom to the scanner. You'll have a more automated way to prep documents, relying on less human intervention, and be able to expedite claims and optimize your efficiency, and use intelligent exception handling to mitigate risks. So let's look at some key benefits of the Fusion and how it can help your organization to optimize mission-critical operations, minimize exceptions and maximize efficiency, and maximize user productivity. We're going to be demonstrating 3 specific application demos for claims processing, tax processing, and return mail. Peter is going to give a demonstration now for claims processing running at over 700 pages per minute. Peter, go ahead and start the claims processing demo.
All right, thank you, Chris. Let me throw these documents in here. Good afternoon, live virtual studio audience. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Peter Taki, and like Chris said, I'm going to be doing 3 demos for you, the first of which is going to be claims processing. I've gone ahead and put a big stack of CMS 1500s and UB92s in the feeder. Open up the scan client, new batch, we're going to do claims demo. And the scanner is initializing. This demo is going to be running at 125 inches per second. We're going to be processing about 700 pages a minute, capturing front, rear, full color, black and white, and also identifying the document types inline using inline intelligence. While this is running, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick second and just backfill the feeder. Add some more, the scanner continues. All right, I'm going to give it back to Chris so I can empty these pockets and get ready for the next demo.
Thanks, Peter, for that claims demo. As you all just saw, you saw HCFAs and UB forms being run at over 700 pages per minute, capturing color JPEGs, bitonal TIFFs, as well as color dropout TIFFs, all while the HCFAs and UBs were being identified at scan time. You also witnessed Peter backfilling as the scanner was running, which maximizes productivity. With larger batches, you are able to reduce prep and scan time by cutting the number of times operators have to stop and wrap up a batch. As the industry moves steadily towards a commingled processing environment, building virtual batches, the Fusion's inline intelligence will provide the front-end capture of critical information to ensure the accuracy of this shift in processing. Peter's now going to demonstrate a tax processing solution where envelope detection will be highlighted by its use to break transactions. Peter?
All right, I'm back. This next demo is going to be tax forms. This one, I'm going to be using envelopes to break the transactions and keep the transactional integrity. We're going to be identifying some forms. We're going to be identifying the checks, outsorting them. In case you don't want to use envelopes, I've left some transactional separator sheets in there too. They'll also be breaking the transactions. So it's either or. You go here, new batch, tax, go. This job is going to be running at 83 inches per second. We're going to be capturing all the forms at 300 DPI. So. Oh, sorry, I left my feeder throat open. All right. As this is running, we are identifying the envelopes and breaking the transactions and outsorting the checks. Oh, look, those of you may have been wondering, hey, if we're using the envelopes, are we still able to detect double feeds? And the answer is yes. The ultrasonic bar is still enabled, and this is an example of it. We had a folded up corner where it stopped because there were 2 pieces of paper. Pauses the track, you can recover from it, or theoretically, if this was okay, we could just resume scanning. All right, thank you. Back to Chris again.
Thank you, Peter, for that demonstration. That was, as we mentioned, a tax solution combining tax documents, envelopes, checks Checks were being identified and outsorted, envelopes were being used to break transactions, and you had all intermix sizes running together. The Fusion was developed to outperform other technologies through creative engineering and was designed to maximize uptime and operator productivity. It's also 508 compliant and built to improve serviceability for technicians that service and repair them when needed. There's no one thing that defines the Fusion as a game changer. It's the sum of all the features and benefits that place the Fusion above traditional platforms and ensures that your investment will return a strong ROI for the life of the product. And for our final scanning demonstration, Peter's going to run return mail documents. Peter?
All right, final scanning demo, I'm gonna run a bunch of envelopes. These are unopened pieces of mail. We've got a lot of interest in the return mail industry. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run these. These are still full, up to 3 mils, uncompressed thick, can run down the transport. We can, inline, read barcodes, 1D, 2D, the postnet off of these envelopes, pocket them, make decisions. And then offline, we even have options to identify the return reasons for the return mail, if you need to keep track of that. So this mix you're gonna see is a bunch of different sizes and shapes, different orientations, up to, I've got a FedEx envelope in there. Let's do scan, new batch, return mail, and we're gonna go, load it up, be capturing this at 300 DPI also, and let's go. So you'll see the envelopes running, different sizes, different orientations, down the track. All right. Thank you. All right, there you go. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. I'm going to clean this up, and then I'll be right back in a minute.
Thanks, Peter. As you saw there with that return mail demonstration, those were envelopes that had come back. They were unopened, different sizes, different thicknesses, intermixed, different orientations, and so on. Peter's now going to show you some of the usability improvements in the new industrial design of the ibml Fusion and walk through some of the unique features and benefits of the Fusion transport. After this final demo, we will have time for some questions, so there's time to submit questions if you'd like to. Peter?
All right, everybody. I'd like to take a moment now to more intimately discuss some of the hardware features of the new 7400 Fusion. I'm going to start over here with our feeder. It's been really redesigned. We now utilize the cantilever method. This allows us to still have the same amount of space for the feeding. You can still fill it with the same amount of documents, but it gives us more real estate for document processing after the cameras. Next, we have our feeder adjustments. These are now at an eye level, and they're snap to. More consistent settings across the different lines of work. Next feature is our pocket, our drawer, sorry. This is where you can store some of your scanner accessories, consumables for in between shifts and change for daily maintenance, and also a light snack. Next, I'm going to talk about our increased field of view and track width. We've upped our field of view on the cameras to 12.9 inches. So these A4 documents have plenty of room on the other side of the track. Allows you to run something maybe of this size down the track and capture it all. Now, this brings us to our ultrasonic bar. We have a bar of sensors, there's 6 in total, that span the whole length of the track. So if there's any double feeds, we can detect them at any point in here. This is also configurable, so if you want to turn it off for, say, these outmost sensors, it's fine. As we move a little further, you'll notice the LED strip all the way down the track. This not only looks good, but it also will point out if there's a stoppage, where that stoppage occurs. Now, our inkjet. We've made some adjustments to the height settings. It's now a snap to, so you can consistently place it in between your document batches. It's also got a faster internal processor. So it is a 300 DPI print spray, and we've introduced a new eco mode. So if you want to print an audit trail, but you also want to conserve ink, you can drop it by about 50%. Next, our OLED pocket displays. This allows the operator to see and read messages on the pocket from all the way at the other end of the scanner. Now our pockets too. They're all motorized. This is going to provide a consistent stack across a wide range of work. Anything from onion skin to cardstock. They're also still high capacity, up to 1,200 pages or so. And our last feature I want to discuss is the footrest. This allows the operator to just kind of change position while they're operating the scanner. And there you have it. Those are the features. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you, Peter, for that demonstration. The Fusion's available in multiple configurations. The 7300 standard ideal for basic inline processing needs, perfect for service bureaus or shared service environments with a wide range of workload types and volumes. The 7400 that you've seen behind me is ideal for users who require sophisticated transaction processing and robust inline intelligence for rules-based processing, auto-batching, and auditing. Great for environments requiring reliable, intelligent transaction processing. And finally, the 7700, which is really only necessary for certain environments and users where the highest level of intelligence is needed to sort high volumes of a multitude of document types. So as you can see, IBML put a lot of thought into the Fusion. Like it or not, paper continues to be a major information input stream for business. The Fusion will allow you to handle this information chaos and grow with you as your business needs change. From the 7300 to the 7700, the new hybrid scanner has it covered. It is crazy fast, has a unified infrastructure, and is future-proofed to protect to change with the future of technology and your business. At this time, let's see if we've had any questions. Lant?
We have had some questions.
All right.
So let's get to those. Let's see, the first question is, will an IBML Fusion integrate within an existing image track environment? Meaning, will they coexist?
Sure, yeah. Actually, yes, they will. The Fusion, it runs with the same SoftTrack capture software that our ImageTrack 6 and our ImageTrack 5 platform run on as well. So you can have a Fusion running in the same environment.
Great. Let's see, can the Fusion handle multiple size documents with checks within one batch?
Yes, as you saw earlier in the tax processing demo, we had multiple size documents with envelopes, checks, and full page documents all intermixed within the same batch.
Okay. All right, Peter. What? We got somebody who's going to test you. It says, we have not seen a jam in the demo. Can you show us a jam recovery?
Sure, I think so.
All right.
Let's see. All right, well, let's see. First thing I got to do is start running some work. So I think I will take the claims job. We'll just open this back up. Really put me on the spot there, Lant. Thanks a lot. Let's go ahead. Nobody believed me about the light bar. Is that it, I guess?
Yeah.
Running. All right, there's my jam. Unexpected document, pre-stacker 1, which this is the first pre-stacker sensor 1. This document was not there in time. Nice LED indicator. So now what I do, pick up my documents. The open track makes it easy to pick them up, keep them in order. Pick them up. And then I would just go from there, clear that, hand feed. And once these were gone, I would go back to auto feed.
Yeah, thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
All right, here's one that the product team wrote it on an envelope, I think, as a joke, because the question is, when you scan envelopes, can you sort those like you're sorting checks, or do they have to stay with the documents that they are using as the break-in transaction?
So you can actually sort into any configuration that you want. If you're identifying a document, such as an envelope or a check or a form, you can designate a specific pocket for any particular document type. So, in the demo we were running earlier, the envelopes and the full-page documents were going into one pocket, and the checks were going into another. You could have the checks going into one pocket, the envelopes into another pocket, and all the other documents going into the third pocket.
Great. Let's see. Have the database requirements changed?
From the
previous.
ImageTrack 6 or the ImageTrack 5 or before? No, the software is the same with the same database requirements as before.
Okay. I think we're at our last question then, right? Yeah. Okay. Last question is, has IBML shipped any Fusions?
As a matter of fact, we have. We've shipped nearly 30 Fusions since its introduction earlier this year. So quite a few out in the field in production already.
All right. That's our last question. I want to thank you all for your time and attention today. I hope you are excited about the Fusion and what it can bring to your organization. If you'd like any additional information or if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or your IBML account executive, and we'll be happy to talk through your question with you with your specific needs. Thank you for taking time to join us today. This concludes our presentation.